Welcome to Early U.S. Midterm Game 1. This is Melinda Klein. I highly recommend you use the pause button so you won't see the answers too quickly. All right, here we go. First question, Technology and Medicine for 20 points. The colonial printing press spread ideas. What 18th century region possessed the most presses and named the most common product of colonial printers? The region New England and the product newspapers. Next question, colonialism and rulership for 10 points. What colonial region operated within a theocratic style of government? Where did plantocracy operate? Name the 2 colonies by region. Theocratic, New England, including Massachusetts. Plantocracy, this would be areas such as Virginia, Maryland, and other southern colonies with one-crop economies. Next question, Society and Culture for 20 points. Unlike in the southern colonies, the New England family structure established tight-knit family settlements with most residents living within a 5-mile radius of their village or town. Name 3 of the 6 basic functions of the New England family, an English medieval model brought to America. Here is 6 in total, even though 3 were only required as a response. A business, a school, a vocational institute, a church, a house of correction, and lastly, a welfare institution. Next question, Society and Culture for 40 points. What incentive offered by the British government encouraged colonists to pay the transportation costs of immigrants wishing to make the trip? Name the incentive. Name a colony where the system existed and what the landowners received in return for paying immigration costs. This is a 3-part answer. The answer is the headright system. Virginia and also Maryland as a region, 50 acres to each landowner for each immigrant in which the immigrant's transportation was paid. Next question, Public Lives for 10 points. Name the colonists who became identified as a group because of their commonly held practices. Industriousness, continually busy and preoccupied in regards to their use of time, persistent, possession of an inquiring mind, distrustful of strangers, prosperous and financially wise. Name this 18th century culture. This would be the New England Yankees. Next question, colonialism and rulership for 20 points. 2 English groups established the Plymouth Plantation in 1620. As written by William Bradford, name these 2 founding groups. The Pilgrim Saints and the Strangers. Next question, Technology and Medicine for 10 points. Before the germ theory, name the philosophy established by Aristotle believed to be the origin of disease. This was the miasma theory. Next question, Society and Culture for 10 points. What religious society in colonial America allowed women to become speakers in church meetings? This would be the Quakers, residing mostly in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and western New Jersey. Next question, war and conflict for 20 points. In the 7 Years' War between the French and the British, what strategic loss for the British became a turning point in the war, resulting in the government investing millions of pounds into winning? Name this 1757 battle location. This is remembered as Fort William Henry. Next question, constitutionalism and rulership for 40 points. While slavery gained popularity in the southern colonies by the 18th century, and indentured or poor immigrants were not permitted residency in New England, 2/3 of all white immigrants came to the English colonies in America as unfree persons. Name these two groups. The answer is indentured servants and British convicts. Next question, war and conflict for 10 points. Nathaniel Bacon's rebellion of 1676 unified frontier farmers in a particular colony. Name the colony, the main issue, and how they proposed to resolve the problem. Desire by Virginia frontier families to be properly protected against Indian raids. They wanted permission to form a militia. Next question, society and culture for 30 points. Enlightenment. Ben Franklin advocated in his publications 3 primary, thus important components to avoid poverty and dependency. Name 2. These included the value of family, solid home life, and pursuit of literacy and education. Next question, public lives for 20 points. What colonist franchised a chain of print shops in seaport towns? Name this colonist and provide 3 examples of news items published in newspapers that would interest colonial readers. The colonist was Ben Franklin. News items would likely include ship arrivals and departures, weather patterns, political items, Indian raids and war, disease and quarantine notices, want ads, runaway notices, criminal or pirate activity, news from London and Europe, along with farming and trade issues, and public notices in general. Next question, technology and medicine for 40 points. What disease acquired through a poor diet could result in death? What colonial activity might an immigrant, free or unfree, experience this disease? Name both answers. The answer is scurvy, and the second part to this answer is ship voyages or transportation. Next question, warfare and conflict for 40 points. Colonists made the life-threatening and expensive voyage to the British American colonies for a variety of reasons. One reason was because of the war in England during the 1630s and 1640s, in which close to 30,000 English citizens left in a 10-year period. Name the war, the adversaries, who won, and the court-ordered result. The answer is the English Civil War. The King's Loyalist Army versus Puritan Parliament's army. Parliament forces won. Convicted King Charles I was accused of treason and was found guilty. His head was separated from his body in 1649. Next question, public lives for 40 points. Colonial seaport towns were busy places. Name 5 establishments that a traveler might find in a thriving seaport town. I have listed several for you here, starting with taverns, an inn, a print shop, mercantile shop, and professional establishments. Next question, public lives for 30 points. What colonial economic group established in the Middle and New England colonies rose to wealth, possessing the majority of the material goods and property more so than other people? Name this enterprising group of capitalists. This would be mercantile, merchants, and traders. Next question, technology and medicine for 30 points. Name the controversial medical treatment introduced in New England in the early 1720s and name the death-causing disease it targeted. The answer is inoculation, also known as vaccination. Smallpox was the disease. Next question, warfare and conflict for 30 points. Frontier New Englanders lived with the constant fear of Indian raids during intercolonial wars with France. At any time, settlements might be raided, with colonists killed or forced marched to Canada. Captives to be ransomed for money, a horrifying French strategy between the 1650s and the 1750s. Name the 1704 historical event which killed 48 outright and captured 112 on a wintry morning that correctly illustrates this frontier history. The answer is Deerfield Massacre, Massachusetts, 1704. Next question, colonialism and rulership for 30 points. What colony by the 1750s became the most popular destination by indentured servants? Name this colony and the 2 most popular national origins for these immigrants. The answer is Pennsylvania because of its high labor demands in the skilled trades and low property costs. Locations, British Isles and German principalities. Next is the final Jeopardy question. Question, name 2 maritime extractive products shipped from the North American colonies the British government became dependent on to support the Navy. The answer here I'm looking for is lumber, tar, or pitch. You may also include turpentine as an alternate answer.